Now we have come to a new topic again, and that is Python control flow statements. Control flow statements are structured ways of how computers make decisions, on which code to execute based on some defined execution expressions. So for instance, let's say you are analyzing data or you are writing some code. Let's say if somebody is above 18 years, you should make a decision based on those expressions. You're able to define how your code should behave when a particular condition is met. You are using those conditions to define how your system, your code flow should go. That is what we call control flow statements. Examples of control flow statements include the if statement, the while loop, the break, continue, and pass. In this particular session, I'm going to focus on the if statement, then we proceed to the next one. If statement helps you determine a particular condition. So let's say age is 18. So you want to say if age is greater than or equals to 18, means this is an adult. Let me just say that as an example. Else prints this is a child. So you want to analyze some data. I ran this, you realize that it's saying that this is an adult because the age is greater than or equals to 18. Now if I say the age is, in this case, 11, and I run it, it tells me that this is a child. We can add another step to it. So the same thing, but we are going to add else if. The else is the default. That means that if the expression is not met, then the default expression should be executed, else if. So we say else if the age is greater than, let's say, 10. We say print growing adults. Let's print it and see 11 years is less than 18 but is greater than 10. It tells me that this is a growing adult. But let's take something to, let's say, 9. You realize that 9 years is less than 18 and is still less than 10. Let's try another example. If the age is greater than 30, we print young adults. Less than 30 and is greater than 18. Oh no, let's say this one is adults. And let's say, so if it is greater than then we say if the age is less than 30 but greater than or equals to 18, then we say young adults. Then if the age is less than 18 but greater than 10, so it's less than 18 but greater than 10, then we say growing adults. And anything apart from that, anything else, we say child. Let's do so. Number 1, expression 1, expression 2, expression 3, and expression 4. Now let's look at how we are going to write this code. We're just going to say if age greater than 30, we print this is an adult. And then else if age is what? Less than what? Less than 30. So let's make this one greater than or equals to 30. Or equals to. Then if it is less than 30 and, no, so it should be or instead of and. Yes, and. Meaning these two conditions must be true. The moment you use an and, meaning the two conditions must be true, then we print this is a young adult. Now we want to say if the person is what? Less than 18. And age is greater than or equals to 10. Or no, let's say just greater than 10. So this one is said we are saying that what? This is a growing child, a growing adult. Else, in all cases, we are saying else. If anything else, we say this is a child. Now let's print it and say it says this is a child. Now let's update the age. We are using this age to reassign the age over here and say age equals. So it's the same age, but we are not updating the value. So let's say 18. This is a young adult. And let's say if the age is 30 years, let's change it to 30 years. So this is an adult. So you can add multiple expressions. But one thing that you have to do is you have to learn to use brackets. Okay, so now that we finished the if statement, I want to introduce you to another expression that we can finish really quick before our time catches up with us. But let's go to the while loop. Now, while loop also runs when as long as an expression is true. So while loop continues running until as long as an expression is true. So let's just look at it. So for example, let's say number limit equals 10, number position equals, let's say, 0, while number position is less than number limit, print number position. Then now there's one thing about while loop. So whilst you are dealing with this kind of expression, you need to give it what we call a stepper. You have to say +1. This simply means that this expression simply means number position +1. So you are just increasing its step, like its position. It has printed 0 to 9. As long as an expression is true. Now, when we check, let's start from the first one. The starting point is what? 0. And then the limit is what? 10. Now, the first expression says that what? If 0 is less than 10, print 0. And then add 1 to 0. Then it goes to the next, then it continues back to the next loop cycle and check. So if 1 is less than 10, so the position now is becoming, has become 1 because we have increased it here by 1. Okay, so let me just show you to you. So now what we want to do is that we want to print a certain number a couple of times. Printing, let's say example, okay, printing 0 to 9. The place we want to start from is 0. Now we need to set a limit. The limit is 9, so 9 is less than 10. Now what we want to do is that we want to use a while loop to let me just say using while loop. And what we are trying to achieve over here is that we check the first step. While loop keeps on running as long as an expression is true. So if this expression is true, it will continue to run this code and continue to come back and run until the expression is false. Now you can use 9, but you can make it less than or equal to. So it depends on what you want to do. But for this example, I wanted to use just 10. So let's look at it. It said, while number is less than the limit. So the limit is what? 10. So the first starting point is what? 0. So now to make sure that we don't continue to run into error, we increase the step, the number position. So now it has come back to what? 0 plus 1. So it's not going to be 0 plus what? 1. At the first time it will be 0 plus 1. Then we assign that value back to number position. So the new value for number position is going to be what? 1. Okay. Then we come back here, then we check the cycle. If 1 is less than what? 10, then print 1. That is how come it's printed the 1 over here. Then we increase the value by 1 again. By what? Adding 1 plus 1 equals to what? Then we go back to the top of the loop cycle again and check. Is 2 less than 10? We are checking what is to be printed. So before we print, we want to be sure that what we want to print is less than 10. So if it is less than 10, we print it. Then we add 1 back to it again. So it's 2 less than 10. Then you come ahead and then print 2. That is how come we have 2 over here. What you are coming to do is that the next line over here is you are now increasing 2 by 1. So you say 2 plus 1 equals to what? 3. So now you come to the top here and you check. It's 3, so it will keep on running. So when you run the last code, then it comes back to the while loop cycle again, beginning point again, and check. Is 3 less than 10? It will come back and print 3. That is why you are seeing 3 over here. then it will come back here to the next line and add 1 to 3, and that will make it 4. It's doing that until it gets to, let's say, so if it gets to 9, so 9 is 9 less than, so when it comes to 8, let's say 8 plus 1 will give you what? 9. So it checks, is 9 less than 10? If true, print 9. Then it comes back to add 1 to 9. So it checks, is 10 less than 10? So it ends here. So you notice that it's printed only up to 9. So you can practice this simple one, and then we end for the day. Thank you so much for your time.
If you have not subscribed yet, please do and click the notification button so that you will be the first to know when we release a new video. Visit academy.tincad.com and see you in the next video.